Welcome. Welcome back. How's everyone doing this morning? Morning, guys. Here I am. The ticker spreadsheet is for people that are members of the YouTube community, and it is in there in the community on YouTube, the community tab. Yeah, March. You know what? Let's just start with a little review of my month of February. It's another good month. And what I found interesting, I tweeted this yesterday, what I found interesting about my first 2 months of the year were how similar they were, which was quite interesting, which is I'm happy about because I know that it's consistent. I've had some consistency, which I am happy about. So here's January, all right? Here's January. And the things that were consistent between the 2 months were the win rates and the profit factors, very similar. So I had pretty much the identical win rate, 44 winners, 30 losers, 59% win rate, 74 total trades, $9,400. And the average win was 360, average loss was 215. Profit factor of about 2.46. This is January. And then on February, which you'll see here, it's pretty much the same exact, pretty much identical. So February 1st to February 28th. You guys can see here, pretty much the same win rate. Average trades about the same. and the total P&L about the same. So a little bit more trades here on February, 98. But very similar, which is nice. So if I can just keep this up, I'll be very happy. If I can just do this every month, that would be nice. But of course, there's going to be some bad months. There always is. There's always some bad months. So we'll see what happens there. But at least we got ourselves a little bit of a margin so far on the year. So if I do have a bad month, it's just a little bit of a one step back, two steps forward. 5 years. Well, I mean, I lost for about 4 years my happiness. Probably between 19 and 24, 4 or 5 years around there. Started trading a long time ago, so, and that's, I think that's what's helped me a lot is, when I was losing money, it was at a time in my life where I didn't have a lot of responsibility. I was in college, or I was, starting out a beginning of my career in a corporate job. So I didn't have that much responsibility. So it was okay if I was losing money, it is what it is at that point. It's a little harder, and I could align with some of you guys out there. It's a little harder if you're starting to trade, when you're like 30, 35, and you have a family or you have responsibilities. You can't really lose money. It's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more emotionally taxing. For me, it was whatever, right? If I lost money, it was, just part of the game. So that sort of helped me, I think. I think that had some benefit, learning early and being able to lose money without any real concern. GB18F, thank you, my friend. First super chat. Let's see, I can see how much that is in dollars. Wow, that's a big one. Thank you, man. $27. I appreciate that. Thank you for that donation. Hopefully you're enjoying the live streams. All right, so welcome back, guys. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was pretty much all about Meta. We talked about it here in the live stream. You guys know that. We talked about how we think we should be watching Meta. There is something potentially coming on that Meta move, and it happened. So really nice. If you caught Meta yesterday, congratulations. If you paid attention to the live stream yesterday, the 174 level, right? We talked about everything that happened on Meta yesterday. It happened perfectly. So that was really my main trade yesterday. What else did I trade yesterday? Oh, I took a little Nvidia trade, and it would have worked out later day. But later day it would have worked, but I wouldn't have the patience to hold it all day. So Nvidia was nice towards end of day. So that was really my day yesterday. You guys saw the live trades on my video that I posted last night. Live trading videos don't really get that many views. So I'll have to, I got to decide if I'm going to still post live trading videos on YouTube. They're probably some of my worst performing videos. I've said that before. So I don't know. I think people just like, educational videos more. So we'll see. If you guys like the live trading videos, if you want them to stay, consider, watching them, pressing the like button on them. Because my video last night was one of the worst performing videos in a long time. So I don't know if that's just me not doing good thumbnails or not being clickbaity enough, or if people just don't like live trading videos. But we'll see. So today is what is today? Today is March 1st. Today is March 1st. Welcome to March. So let's pull up the economic calendar. Economic calendar, you guys can see right here. Wednesday, March 1st, Minneapolis Fed President Kashkari speaks. President Kashkari. I don't know who that is. I don't think that really matters, but we'll see. That's at 9 a.m. That's in an hour. 9:45 S&P Global U.S. Manufacturing PMI. I think this is probably the most important, right? 9:45 PMI today. That's probably one of the most important economic pieces of economic news this week. PMI, and then tomorrow jobless claims. So, yeah, that's what I would be watching. PMI today, 9:45. Remember, 15 minutes into open, it might be good to just sort of wait this out. Wait this out until 9:45 hits. Don't trade anything for the first 15, and then wait for a real move. I could see the market just chopping until this 9:45 economic news. We've seen extreme chop on this market, extreme channel trading over the last week. Maybe this 9:45 gives us a little bit of juice in a single direction. So we'll see. That's today at 15 minutes after open. ISM manufacturing, construction spending at 10. And then jobless claims, 8:30. Tomorrow, that's in the pre-market. And then Friday, U.S. Global Services PMI. Okay, today's manufacturing PMI, Friday's services PMI. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how these events do move the market. But today, I would just say watch out for 9:45. If you're in a trade 15 minutes before or after open, just be aware of this. This could move the market a little bit. So just be aware of that. Earnings. I think we had like FSLR yesterday, which was First Solar moving higher pretty aggressively actually. So let's pull up those. Kashkari's hawkish. All right. So we'll watch out for that. All right. So yesterday was Tuesday. Where is FSLR on this chart? Oh, here it is. Okay. So yesterday we had Rivian, AMC, Novavax, which is dead. First Solar is interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on that First Solar move with Enphase to see what it does there. This morning, Neo, Wendy's, Lowe's. We can take a look at Lowe's. I didn't even check that one today. After hours today, Salesforce, Snowflake, Costco, Best Buy, C3.ai, Macy's. So today it's really about probably the solar sector. See what the solar sectors do today. First Solar and Enphase. Keep an eye on that. And then I'm going to take a look at that Lowe's earnings. What did Lowe's do? I don't know if it's out yet. We'll keep an eye on that Lowe's because you want to see Lowe's and Home Depot. All right. So Tesla 204 to 210. Some pretty important levels to watch here today, in my opinion. Going to be watching these today on Tesla. Nvidia with that little offering yesterday after market close. That's why you saw, I think, some aggressive selling into close. They did a little bit of a offering, which I didn't really read the details of, so I'm not quite versed into the exact details of it, but a mixed shelf offering. I don't know exactly what that is, to be honest, guys. Pretty much just an offering, $10 billion. But, an offering, to me, an offering for Nvidia is a little bit different than, let's say, like an offering for a penny stock, because a penny stock is doing an offering just to stay afloat. Nvidia is likely doing an offering for good reason, to raise capital for some kind of a good reason. Penny stock offerings are just, we're going in, we're sinking, and let's take advantage of our shareholders by doing an offering and raising some cash. So we'll see how Nvidia reacts today. I don't think this is a reason to think that Nvidia is down like 20% here. So I'm going to keep an eye on Nvidia. There's a key 230 level that I want to watch today. Meta 174, watching that. Apple 200 SMA, watching that. Caterpillar 4-hour retest. Goldman Sachs, aggressive downside yesterday. They're selling their Marcus business, or they're looking to sell it. That's not very good for Goldman Sachs, basically admitting that they're losing a shit ton of money on it. And Baba, big gap up on Baba, right into a major supply. Could be a stock that you fade if the market gets weak. Possibly watching to see if the market fades BABA here after that big upside move right into a supply. We'll also take a look at Enphase, FSLR, Microsoft, another one I want to look at. So definitely some to watch today. It's a little bit of a sideways morning, which I don't love. I'm not really loving, a whole lot this morning, but I think there's a few that I'll more focus on. Probably Tesla, Nvidia are some of the main ones I'll focus on. But let's go ahead and start here on the NASDAQ, on the futures. Let's start looking at what happened yesterday. So let's go to the 1 hour chart. And pretty much it's the same thing, right? Move into supply, rejection of supply. I probably can put a line here around this like 12,170 because it's starting to get pretty heavy up in that, even near that 12,170 level. So I'll probably put a line there as well. But pretty much anywhere between 12,170 and 12,200, 12,250, anywhere up here, guys, it just sells off every time. I mean, the NASDAQ did the exact same thing that it did yesterday. That it did Monday, that it did Thursday, that it did Wednesday. Push up into supply, major rejection. So absolutely no reason to be surprised by that yesterday. If I go to this, this was pretty funny in the Discord yesterday. So around 2 o'clock yesterday, I think I caused the downside move on the market. I think I jinxed the market. But basically at 2:05 yesterday, I said, this is one of those times that if you're still long, you're just praying. I mean, this was the SPY yesterday. This was around 2 o'clock. This was our supply at 399 that we talked about. You rejected, you rejected, you rejected, you rejected. And if you're still long after looking at this, you are simply just praying that the market moves higher. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you can see at 3 o'clock, yeah, that was a result. So, I mean, the markets, I have to say it, which I don't want to say it because the market is not. Oh, thank you for the donation. Preet Paul. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but thank you for the $9.99, my friend. Appreciate that. I hate to say this, but the market has not been that difficult to read this week. It's moved from a demand level to a supply level, and it's done it every single day of the week. It's moved up. It's looked something like this, where it just simply can't get over it, and then you just take a short here, put a stop over the highs, and you made probably like 100, 200%, and that was it, right? All you had to know is that, okay, we're at supply. You can clearly see the rejections here. Let me try a little put here. Stop over the highs, risk rewards, it's there, and let's see if we reject this supply. And then, bam, you got yourself a nice probably 150, 200% play to end the day. So, and then you can see this morning, right? This was the morning on the SPY. Double bottom at demand, right? Nice push up into the supply, triple top at supply, push back into the demand. And it happens every single day. So I can't say that that's that hard to read, right? It's been pretty nice. It's been pretty nice. So unfortunately, these moves happen pretty late in the day, and I'm already out, doing other things. So I haven't really caught much of it. But we definitely been pointing it out here in the chat, and I know a lot of you guys that sort of trade later in the day have been killing it on these moves. So yeah. Crazy. See you later, my friend. All right, so that's the NASDAQ. I don't have much more for you. I don't have anything really new to share with you. It's supply, demand. Let me pop on the 200. Pop on the SMAs here. You can see that 200 SMA is still below, just sort of chilling right here at this 11,950. I would say getting short anywhere south of like 12.3 is just really dangerous, right? Going short anywhere in this zone here is extremely dangerous. If you start to set up shorts under 12.3, you're just sort of in this area where previously this price action just gets bought up. So tough to short, when you're not under the 200 SMA here, in my opinion. And it's tough to long if you are anywhere north of around 12,180, 12,200. So, yeah, I sound like a broken record, but it's just it's what the market is. It's just a channel right now. So continue to trust the channel highs and channel lows. If we go to the 30-minute, we can look at maybe some shorter term levels to keep an eye out for today. I would say, obviously these previous highs, all these highs here, 12,150, 12,160, we can sort of keep an eye on this zone. We can turn this red in the short term. All right, we can make sure we're watching these highs here, including that major supply above. And then on the downside, we can watch these lows here around this 12,030, 12,000 area. We pretty much tapped right off Friday's highs on in the after hours, right around this 12K. All right, so we can put a little zone there at 12K. So pretty much 12K, 1230, 11,150, 12.2, right? That's really our up and down channel highs, channel lows. The real moves, once again, I'll say this again, the real moves are above 12,250 or below the 200 SMA, 11,950. Until then, it's going to be a broken record on the live stream. But it's worked. It's worked tremendously. ES. Yeah, I mean, this is just absolutely awesome yesterday. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't get much better than that. That's yesterday. Pre-market highs, move down into the demand, double bottom at demand, push to the upside, back into the supply, supply at pre-market highs, triple top at supply at the pre-market highs, and an absolutely gorgeous fade back to the downside. Yeah, I think you guys should all be able to see this, right? I don't think I need to explain this anymore. Very clear. Extremely clear. Now today, let's go into the 30-minute. I think today the key is this 39.75. This is previous lows from Thursday. This is this previous after-hour low here. This is a previous low from yesterday pre-market. This is the yesterday's lows intraday, and you are trading right back into it here right now. So if we lose this level, I say probably weakness. I say you could maybe see some weakness that might trigger another move back into the 200. So I'm definitely going to be watching the 39.75 here. I think that's an important level. We did lose it last night and aggressively slid. Looks like the after hours sort of bid this thing back up. But let's see how this trades here intraday. Let's see, does it hold it once again, right? Do we get another hold of this 39.75? Or do we lose this level? And if we lose this level, right, then we're trading back within, Friday's highs, and we're trading below yesterday's lows. So 39.75. Let's see what happens at yesterday's lows, excluding this slip end of day. All right, excluding this end of day slip. Watching this yesterday low right here, 39.75. I think that's very key today. So if you are watching the market, you should know what time of day this is happening, guys. I mean, this is 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. All right. If you don't, let me put it this way. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but there has to be some work on your end here, right? This is not like you come to the live stream and I give you every answer, right? You should, if you don't have your charts up right now, you're not learning. If you don't have your charts up, while you're watching this live stream, going over these levels with me, and when I look at this double top here on the ES and you're like, oh shit, yeah, there it is. Let me see, this is good, right? Now let me look at what time it is. And it's like, oh, okay, this is 1 o'clock. All right. There's got to be some effort on your end, right? If you want to really learn what we're talking about here. So sorry if I sound like that, but that's just the honest truth. So 39.75. Watch that level. Watch all these lows here. 39.75. That's what I would watch today. If that breaks, I would expect downside. If that holds, then I would look for that move up into 4,000, right? All right. SPY. 1 hour chart. It's really about this 397 level. It has been for a while now. So extend to the left. No, it was not at the end of the day. It's 1 o'clock. Anyways, 5-minute chart. You guys can see here, right? If we look at this chart, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. And so we're trading back into that right now. If the ES loses this 39, 397, 396.50, right? That's the same thing as the ES losing this 39.75. So I think that's, either on the ES, whatever you're watching today, ES or SPY, that would be the key, right? Right here. Lows, 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 right? All these lows, and not lows home improvement. 396.50. That's the level to watch today. Let's see if this turns into demand again today, or if we slip this. If we slip this, I would say a little bit more bearish. A little bit on the bearish side. If we slip this 396.50 level. All right. And then you have that 200 SMA below. So I think today's all about that zone. It's all about that zone. 39.75. 396.50. Keep an eye on that zone today on the SPY ES. All right, Dow Jones. Oh, something's going on here in the Dow. Ooh, okay. Hold on a second. This is okay. Yeah, this is a little bearish on the Dow here actually. So, the Dow is actually turning this major 4-hour low into a rejection point this morning. That's interesting. Yeah, look at this. You got this 4-hour low here around this 32,750, right? That you've held previously. Look at what's going on this morning, actually. It's a little bit, it's still above these lows here, but this is, that's sort of telling. Keep an eye on that. Yeah, keep an eye on that. That's a little telling right there, actually. 39,750, previous 4-hour lows. Little rejection coming in right there. Watch these lows from back on Friday as potential support. If we break these lows from Friday, yeah, you might be heading to that 200. Brandon, I would agree with that. But that's an interesting rejection here right now. That is a rejection of the previous 4-hour lows from back in, this is back in December 19th. Yeah, banks are not helping. I would agree. Goldman Sachs definitely not helping. Major part of the Dow. And how did Lowe's do? That Lowe's earnings is going to affect it as well. So yeah, watch that on the Dow. 32,750. And I would say just watch Friday's lows as potential support. Down here, 32,650. If that breaks that, you got that 200 down there. Interesting rejection coming in there. Watch out for that one. Russell, same thing, right? Same exact thing all week. Rejections here, support here. Not going to go over it again. All week, same thing. All right, so today, all right, we're coming down into it. This could be interesting here. 39.75 on the ES. We're getting close. You break that, things could unravel a little bit. SPY, 396.50. All these previous lows. Watch that today. All right. Let's continue. Tesla. So Tesla yesterday pretty much moved up into supply and rejected. We got a pre-market move above, right above this 210 supply that we were talking about. Let me go to the 15-minute. This might look better, actually. 30-minute. There we go. All right, so 30-minute chart on Tesla, right? We had that previous rejection point here that we were talking about, 210. We moved above it, but we never held it, right? There was never a attempt to hold that 210. We just failed right back under it. Very weak yesterday morning Tesla. So we moved aggressively back to the downside, right back into our 204 level. This is where I went long on Tesla on Monday, right? If you guys remember, I went long Tesla off 204. So we moved higher, broke this in the pre-market, slipped right under it, back into 204, and now we're trading within this channel, right? Now we're trading within 204 and 210. So what I would look for today is either supply rejections of 210, demand bounces off 204, or to see if we break either side. Today is the investor day. Yes, IV is extremely high. If it trades within this channel, it might be in your best interest to not trade Tesla today. If there's any influence on the stock today because of investor day, if it just sort of chops, I would stay away from it. IV is really high. They're probably going to steal your premium today. But you could watch this 210 as a supply, this 204 as a demand, see if there's a reaction on either side, or see if there's a breakdown of either side, breakdown or breakout of either side. That's how I'd trade Tesla today. But please be aware of the high IV. Probably not your best place to go today because of that implied volatility. But we know 204 is big, and we know 210 is big. All right, so keep an eye on those two levels. Nvidia, all about the 230 today. 230 today. That's really the main watch here. 230 was the previous double top high on Nvidia, right? So we had the previous double top high on Nvidia right here, double top 230 that we pulled back to and we held, right there. We held it right there. We pushed back into supply, rejected that here, and then I know you guys caught this in the Discord yesterday, but I mean, geez, could this have been any easier on Nvidia yesterday? Look at this shit. Rejection, and look at yesterday. Look at this. I mean, just a slow move right into that level. Look at the reactions on the candles at this level. It couldn't have been any prettier. Look at this at 238. Absolutely gorgeous. The level just a brick wall. And probably one of the nicer fades that I've ever seen off a key level into end of day. Look at that. Crazy. So congratulations if you caught this trade. This is a very clean trade using supply demand, using your levels, right? Setting up good risk reward. This is if you got in at 238 risking 239, that's risking 1 point. This is a 10 to 1 if you caught the whole move. Absolutely awesome. All right. Absolutely awesome. So congrats on that. But now today, right, we got to be aware of this. We got to be aware of this. We got to be aware of this 230. And we got to be aware of that being a previous double top. So yes, Nvidia was extremely weak yesterday, and it faded beautifully to the downside into the demand level. So we have to respect it now. As much as we think that Nvidia should continue lower, which it very well could, we still have to respect this potential hold at 230. So watch this 230 double top. As of right now, it is holding. If it breaks under it, if we get like a little bear flag maybe that sets up here in the morning, something like this. If we break under that 230, do something like this, then yeah, you probably can catch some nice downside. But you have to still respect 230. All right, if you short here before we break 230, you could potentially, right? You could potentially get yourself stuck in something like this, where we just sort of do this all day. Possible, right? So I would say wait for the 230 to actually break if you are looking for downside. if it holds that level, right? Wait for. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. I lost my train of thought. Wait for 230 to break if you're looking for downside. Wait for that turn into a strong rejection, right? Stay below this previous low from Friday. If it does not do that, Nvidia could possibly, sort of hold above this 230 level. All right. Meta, 174. So yesterday I traded Meta off 174. We talked about this level in the live stream yesterday. Really nice level. Respected it very well. If you missed my video yesterday, go check it out. You'll see how clean this break and retest of 174 was yesterday. But today, right, we're back at 174. So we have to watch this level. You guys can see right here, 174. We have to watch that level. Do we lose it? And if we do we start to come back into that 170? Or, right, do we hold this 174 like we did yesterday? You guys can see right here, 174, 174, and we're coming back into that 174 again. So let's watch out for that level today. Does that level provide any type of upside? If it does, maybe there's another play here off this demand. And if it breaks under, maybe we give back this very aggressive upside from yesterday, right? Maybe we can catch this straight up move from yesterday. Maybe we can take that back to the downside. Either way, 174 is the level to watch. All right. Benjamin, thank you, my friend. Thank you for all you do. Enjoying being a member. I appreciate that, Benjamin. I'm happy that you are enjoying, and I appreciate your donation. That's awesome. We're dropping? Oh, yeah, we're dropping. Watch out below. Come on down. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're maybe just getting a slow fade into the 200 here, right? Just a slow fade into the 200. That's looking like what you're about to get. Yeah. So you're just watching all these lows now, right? This low here, 394.50, 393, 200 SMA. Keeping an eye on those lows. Let me remind everyone. Before everyone starts getting into puts at open, because they are for sure know that the market's going to go down. Let's all remind each other that there is the 200 SMA and a proven demand that's already stepped up here. So this pre-market downside could be the perfect opportunity to trap bears into this move, try to get them to short into the 200 SMA, right? People that don't want to miss out, they're taking shorts into the 200 SMA, and then you do one of these, just like you did back here on Friday. So just because you're moving down this morning does not mean that you're going to flush the 200 SMA. And unfortunately, if you are bearish today, this is not what you want to see. If you are bearish today, you want to see this. And then you want to see this intraday. So just be careful. It's still a channel, right? You get into puts too early here this morning, you're exposing yourself to a 200 SMA bounce, just like it did on Friday. So just be aware of that. Make sure to stay unbiased as we approach. Just because we're moving lower in the pre-market does not mean that it's a day that we're just going to buy puts. All right? That's not what that means. All right. Meta, we went over Apple. 200 SMA on Apple. This thing just keeps holding here, but it's been weak. So I really don't have much to say about Apple, but I will just point out that the 200 SMA is still here. So we'll see what happens. This is just another watch and see what happens at this demand. I just wanted to point it out because there could be something off this level, right? This is a big 147. It's held here. It's held here. It's held here. It held again yesterday. So it continues to hold this low. We can either look for another hold of it, or if this eventually does break down, right, this could be a nice downside move. I don't really like Apple, to be quite honest. I'm not advising anyone to trade it here. I just sort of want to share with you that this is an important level for not only Apple, but for the market, right? If Apple really loses this 200 and starts to fade into this like 143, this downside could definitely affect the market, right? All right, so that's Apple. Let's go to Caterpillar. So Caterpillar, little bit of a 4-hour break and retest this morning. Little bit of strength. Don't know how much I trust it, to be quite honest. But I will share with you what I'm looking at here. You had these previous highs on Cat, all in this zone, all in this 240 to 235 zone. Previous high, previous high, previous high, and a previous high, which you've moved down into, and you're starting to push off of. I would just watch out if you are eyeing Caterpillar this morning. I would just watch out for this 200 or this 20 and 50 SMA. All right up in here. So you can see right here, previous low, all these lows here. So I would just be cautious, right? If you do have Cat on your watch today, just keep an eye out for this 20 and 50 SMA up here. And all these previous lows around 245. A little bit of a gap up this morning, but just be careful of maybe something like this up at this 245 level. Pretty major supply. Previous low, all these previous lows could definitely act as a rejection point today. So just be aware of that. Goldman Sachs. We'll go over some more tech names as well, but I wanted to point out some of these that did move yesterday, some that actually moved today as well, or are bigger moves from yesterday. Goldman Sachs is one that moved pretty aggressively yesterday. Let me delete these SMAs. They're sort of just a mess here. So Goldman Sachs, aggressive downside yesterday off some news, right back into this 350 level. Could be an opportunity back to the upside if this 350 actually holds on. All right, if this 350 actually holds on, this could be a little bit of a, overreaction on news, on a headline. So just be aware of that. You have previous highs that you've traded back into. So I'd want to see, what does 350 do today? If we lose 350, then I'd say you're coming down into these channel lows, right? Channel low here, channel low here. If you lose 350, you're probably trading back into 340. But I would sort of monitor that 350 level today and see how it steps up. You're sort of trading right at it this morning. So pretty key level there. I'd watch that on Goldman. BABA. So I'm interested to see if BABA fades this gap up. Here's why. So here's the SMAs. And you can see that BABA gapped up right into these previous highs. Let me delete everything but the 200 here. Everything's irrelevant besides that. So you can see BABA gapped up right into these previous highs, right into this major rejection point, right? And also right at the 200 SMA. So you can see we have these previous quadruple top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major top. Broke under it. Gapped up this morning. Back into it. 200 SMA as well. Could this be a little gap fill, right? Could BABA fade off this gap up into this supply, up into this 200? Do we see maybe a little bit of a gap fill here? Interesting. Could be a play. It could be a play today, right? I'm going to keep an eye on it. Big gap up. If we start to really show some weakness here, you guys can see, look where this gap up failed. I literally right on the 200 SMA. So you could trade something like this with a stop over the 200, right? Because if it gets back over, you don't really want to be in it. But that's an interesting one that I'll be sort of keeping an eye out today to see what BABA does on this gap up. All right, let's go. What's the dollar doing right now? So the dollar dropped this morning. Huh. Interesting. Dollar dropping. Well, I guess that's the market did move higher this pre-market. So dollar's coming up a little bit now with the market going down, obviously. Dollar, yeah, this level is pretty big. This 104.50. That's that channel high, 104.50. We're back under it, I think. Yeah, we're back under. I would watch 104.50 on the dollar. That's a pretty big level. You got all this here, right? You got this rejection here. 104.50 on the dollar. Keep an eye on that. Let's go. Yeah, Netflix still holding that support. It's still sort of hanging in there. but I just really don't like the move that we're getting here, PA. It's sort of slow, but that is something I will still be eyeing, right? This was the demand that I was talking about on Netflix around 315, 314. Still holding, right? Still holding. You're going to need some type of real market move to get a real move on Netflix, but yeah, this is interesting. Keeping an eye on this area. Amazon, you have that 93 level held again, but again, if 93 loses, right, we could look for downside. You guys can see right here, we're trading above this 93 still, but extremely weak, right? Still not ready to go long off this level. Weakness has still been very much there. It's dead. I mean, we're getting into the stocks that just are not moving, right? Microsoft not moving, Apple not moving, totally sideways, right? Look at these stocks. Apple, total shit. Microsoft, absolutely nothing. Amazon has done nothing. AMD has been completely sideways. So, honestly, I'm really not liking a lot of this. Like, you don't really know what the next move is here. Google has done nothing but go sideways here for like 4 days. So you got to wait to see what these key levels do. Like, for example, Amazon, I would honestly almost rather see it just break under 93 so I can short it under this level and actually get some movement. But so far, it's just been sitting above that level. So, to be honest, my top watches today, I'll leave you with some of my top watches. Top watches today is Nvidia 230 because I think there's actually some life in this stock rather than like Apple, Amazon, AMD, which are completely sideways. Possibly some life off 230 or below 230, right? I hope there's some volume there. Tesla is a decent watch in this channel, looking for 210 or 204. I'm going to keep an eye on Meta, that Meta 174. After the big move yesterday, I think there could be some volume here on Meta today. So those are probably my top 3 watches. We could keep an eye on a stock like FSLR here after a big push on earnings, right? FSLR had a big pop on earnings. This is just, the major triple top now on FSLR possibly. So this is all-time highs on FSLR. So watch out for that. 182 on that one. All right, so what are we looking at here? The NASDAQ is still not below this low, so you better be careful here. We got to watch this. You got to watch this NASDAQ low still. Look where the NASDAQ's still trading above. I don't want to lead you in a single direction, but the way that, we are saying like, oh, big ES drop, big NASDAQ drop, this could be the exact thing that they're going to do for a fake out. So please come into today without a bias, guys. Do not let this pre-market move make you forget about the levels that are on these charts. Yesterday, this move to the downside, right? If you just sort of held puts overnight because you're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, like this is going all the way down. Yeah, you're getting a little bailed out here, but you can see that these levels are still trying to hold. So please respect them still. All right, please respect them still. I don't want to see anyone short at demand and buy at supply. I want us to continue to understand where these levels are at. So NASDAQ 1230, that's Wednesday's lows, Thursday's lows, that's yesterday's lows. So we can't short into yesterday's lows. All right, that does not make sense to short into yesterday's lows. We need to lose that level first. On the ES, you did lose that level, but now you're not. Now your risk reward just not there, because now you're shorting into the 200 SMA. All right, you get short here, you got about 0.25% until the 200 SMA, and then you're just, what's your risk reward here? You're shorting into the 200. All right, so be careful here. Be careful here. Just make sure you're focused on these levels. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna jump out. It's 9:50 or 8:50. I hope you guys have a fantastic trading day. Watch those futures levels. Gonna be big today. A little bit of excitement here in the pre-market. Let's see what we get today. Either way, should be good. Press that like button. I know the likes are hard to get these days. I know inflation makes it a little harder to press the like button, but I would appreciate. Thank you guys for the donations today. I mean, that's awesome. $57 in donations on the stream today. So shout out to you guys. I very much appreciate that. That is very nice. Very much appreciated. Hope you guys are enjoying the streams. Hope you're learning something from them. Sorry if I'm an asshole sometimes, but I give it to you how it is. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen every mistake. I've done every mistake myself, and it's, you know, I'm trying to be honest, right? You came today looking to trade that biotech stock. If you came into today looking to trade, you know, AMC, right? Do something else. Make sure that we are focusing on something that is repeatable, consistent, right? We're not chasing the shiny object. Something that we can really learn and really repeat, right? That's the big thing. Being able to repeat the same strategy every day, right? You can't come into the day and look for the shiny object and try to, you know, just guess on which direction it's going to go every day. So, same stocks, same strategy, same thing every single morning. That's the way to be. This is the way. So thank you guys again. Hope you have a fantastic trading day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.